Have you ever felt like you're waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to start? Maybe you're waiting until you're more confident, more experienced, or until someone validates your next step. The truth is, most of us are waiting for a green light that never comes. Here's why we wait. Our brains crave certainty because uncertainty feels unsafe. Think about generationally how we have evolved as humans. Our brain is wired for safety. It's how, when we were cave people, we continue to exist. Our brain wants the known. Our brain wants the certainty of, if I do X, then I do Y, so that I will survive, so that I will continue to survive and reproduce. And our ancestors, previous generations, it has continued. It's how we've evolved. But here's the problem, that just because it's known, just because it's safe, doesn't mean that it's what's best for us. Your brain will literally do anything it can to move in the path of least resistance. And the least resistance means the neural pathways that are already built, are already developed. But those pathways of already built, already developed could be self-sabotaging. They could be patterns and behaviors that do not serve you and instead make you continue to stay in a loop of dissatisfaction, anxiety, fear, despair. And so we continue doing this. We continue in these patterns until we actively tell our brain no more, until we actively tell our brain that we want to change these neural pathways. We need to go towards the uncertain, right? But again, that's really hard for many of us because of these neurotransmitters, because of the way that our brain actually works. Waiting, staying in that safe, even if we know we want to move in another direction, even if we know we want to move towards a new path, the waiting feels good. It feels productive for us. We can say, oh, I'm researching this modality to help me, or I'm getting ready before I'm going to make that decision to make that change. But the problem is that this is often fear in disguise. We convince ourselves we need one more sign before we begin. We need one more moment of preparation before we begin. But in reality, what's happening is we're still falling into that brain's pattern of following the path of least resistance, following that well thought out cave, if you will, of neural pathways that we know the way it's going to go. We know the way that the river is going to flow. And we are still subconsciously moving in that direction as opposed to forming the new caves of neural pathways. So waiting to take that step, to do that thing, to make that change in your life, it protects us from being vulnerable. And here's the thing. No one is actually stopping you. That voice saying, not yet, even if you think you're waiting for the perfect person to come help you in a situation or the perfect job to move away from where you currently are and are very unhappy, it's nobody else. It's usually your own fear. It could sound like, I need more experience, or I'll do it when life calms down, or I'm not ready to uncover. I don't want to blow up my life. I'm afraid of what I may find if I start retraining my brain into new neural pathways. So the biggest obstacle is often the story we're telling ourselves. And here's what I want you to hear today. Self-trust is built through action. Confidence does not come first. Action is what is going to create the confidence to make those long-standing changes. Every small step teaches your brain, I can trust myself. Every small step in the direction where you ultimately know you want to go but have been afraid to move is carving out that cave. So it may feel really overwhelming to think you need to completely pivot, completely build a new neural pathway. But the good news is very small steps will start digging it for you, right? So maybe it's taking that small action to change your morning routine. As an example, maybe you're an overthinker and maybe every morning you're getting in the shower and you're miserable because you're thinking about all the ways that you're busy, that the day can go wrong, all of the things that you need to get done or haven't already gotten done. But your goal is to stop with that overthinking. Your goal is to really get back into your body, get back into ease, get back into peace. And so, one small action, one small change that you can take to redirect your brain is by setting your alarm for 5 minutes earlier than you do today and using those 5 minutes to put on some calming music, sit on the floor in your bathroom, and sit and listen in ease and in peace to just completely drastically change the beginning of your day, where your brain wants to go, right? So that's not going to completely change everything right off the bat, but it's an easy small step that will be that first shovel, right? That will be that first step in the new direction. And then repeated over time, your brain learns it. Your brain learns that this is a safe action for me to take. Your brain learns that this is a safe neural pathway and you can continue building in that direction. And again, this can be many different things. You know, maybe the small step is sending that email, posting that video, having that conversation, signing up for that class, signing up for that experience that you know is going to help you infinitely. So, I think the main takeaway here is really to stop looking outside of yourself. There will always be someone with an opinion. And the goal isn't to convince everyone you're making the right choice. The goal is to become someone who trusts themselves enough to move in that right direction. So you trust yourself, you take these small steps, you trust yourself that even though this is going to be hard for your brain, you trust yourself that with small actions, small steps, you can create a new neural pathway. You can redirect your whole life based off of these small changes. And you don't need somebody else's approval. You don't need to wait for somebody else's check mark. It's okay. It's time that you can do this. It all comes from within. It comes from your own desire and your own self-trust that you can do this. The women I work with, they aren't lacking motivation. They're often lacking permission that they've been waiting to receive. And here's the truth. No one is coming to hand you that permission. If you've been waiting for a sign, let this be it. Trust yourself. Take one small step today towards that new life that is yours, that is so deeply yours, and that you deserve. So tell me in the comments, what's one decision you've been putting off because you're waiting to feel ready? Let me know.